Off. Great play by the secondary of the Florida Storm, and let's introduce the secondary of the Florida Storm. Ryan Davidson, Evan Carroll, and Adam Jones are your corners. Roscoe Jenkins, Adrian Blaine, and Andrew Francis, along with J.J. Bailey, are the safeties.
And that was Adrian Blaine right there, kind of getting right in the passing lane after that rollout and just eliminated any chance of them to convert. And now Matty Coughlin's here to punt it away.
With an all-new view of the punt angle. Fair catch called for back at the 13-yard line, and that is where Florida will take over on offense. And Gerald, I think we said that the defense was getting tested early when they were approaching midfield, and stepped up at that point, did a good job, got Baltimore off the field. And Hall of Famer Ron Cochran now strutting his stuff up to the line. Starting off similar to how Baltimore did. Split backs in the backfield. Cochran under center. He will throw on first down. Quick pass down the middle, tipped and incomplete. A dangerous play is well defended. Giovanni Bolt in on the coverage. Second down.
Six-time All-Star Giovanni Bolt kind of comes in and bats that ball away.
Ron Cochran is the quarterback. Bullet Beletsky is the halfback. J.W. Doyle is the fullback. The wide receivers, Stephen Bush, Caleb Giffis, Art Vandelay, and E.J. Minson. Veridon Zarkov and Ron Haynes are your tight ends. Cochran to throw on second down. Checks it down to the bottom. J.W. Doyle.
Holy.
And we got our first chaw of the ball game.
Yeah,
9-yard gain.
It deserves a chaw. Fullback coming out of the backfield, just straight trucking a guy in his chest.
Beautiful play by Doyle. Sets him up with a third down and 1. 7 on the line for Florida. Cochran pitches it out to the left, easily getting the first down and more. Bullet Beletsky steps out of bounds, gets the first down.
Right off the edge, they just pitch it right out to the former MVP and Bullet Beletsky, and he puts a move on Elijah Warfield, just kind of just spins to the outside and left him catching nothing but air.
First down and 10 now for Florida from their own 40-yard line. Cochran changing the play at the line. He'll throw once again. Quick pass out to the right. Gets it back to Doyle with room to run. Crossing the 30 to the 20, the 10, 5, and it's a touchdown for the Storm. Florida gets points on the board first.
It was such a wide open play. He just dumped it out And he had a convoy of teammates helping him block, and they actually was able to throw a no-hitter because there was nobody.
No one touched him.
Within like 5 to 10 yards of him right there. Baltimore called a corner blitz right there and left nobody right there on the outside, and there isn't a person within 10 yards of Doyle. And it's just so easy for them right there.
A play you don't normally see, the wily old fullback. Yeah, the wily old fullback just trucking his way down the sideline.
He's going to need some oxygen.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what that made that play
break.
possible? Is that neck board, bro. That neck board.
It added to the aerodynamics. That's how he could run so fast.
I guess. Gave him confidence.
The extra point by Ethan Snead is up and good. Florida, 7. Baltimore, nothing. 4-play, 88-yard drive. Only took a minute to get that touchdown.
Yeah, and they made it look easy right there. And they've actually done something on that drive. When all the plays, when they went to the outside, whether it was a pitch or some kind of a throw, it was extremely successful. 3 out of their 4 plays were thrown or tossed to the outside, and it got them 7 points.
Yeah, a couple of different approaches as that kickoff is downed in the end zone for a touchback. Baltimore very run-heavy in their opening possession. Florida mixing it up. We saw, a little bit of a mix of the run and the pass, a little bit more of the passing game. So Baltimore at Florida tonight. Baltimore's they've won the last 4 championships in a row, Gerald, and for Florida, first meeting with Baltimore since the season 17 championship. So clash of the Titans, it doesn't actually happen all that often. So Wigmore rolls out to the right, leveled as he chucks it down to T-Roy Gaines, trying to maybe imitate what Florida just found some success doing, but that one goes for only a short gain.
Yeah, there's a look at Hall of Fame coach Thomas Paternitti on the sideline. He doesn't look fazed at all that his team is down 7-0. I mean, when you win 4 championships in a row and you actually, ushered in, right, a new dynasty right as you eliminated Florida in the season 17 to claim your own, kind of ended their dynasty in a sense and started their own.
Yeah. You'll have a certain confidence about you when you win 4 championships in a row. Oh, speaking of confidence, T-Roy Gaines lowering that shoulder, getting the first down.
Yeah, so he just comes in there and said Doyle's not the only fullback that can get the ball and just truck right through a guy. And it takes 3 total guys to bring him down. One he had to put on his back, and the other 2 had to tag team and just ride him until his legs fell out.
When I said this was going to be a clash of the Titans, I wasn't referring to a battle between the 2 fullbacks, but that's what we're seeing so far tonight. Trips formation down to the bottom, but they'll go back down to the ground. Speaking of the other running back, Warren Murray gets back in on the action. 7-yard gain up the right side. 2nd down and 3 for Baltimore.
And that was a very good block right on the outside by Jackson Roberts, right? The second-year player coming from Las Vegas right there, able to get that block and able to allow Warren Murray to get those 7 yards.
Offset I formation on 2nd down. Flexing out to the left. And ball's handed off to T-Roy Gaines. Stuffed, though. 3rd down and 1. A good stop on that play. Brought down by Jesus Smith.
Great name. Great last name. Great last name.
Yeah, Smith.
It's excellent.
It's one of those rare names you don't hear very often.
Nope. The most common name in the world, I do believe, or I guess other than Lee, I would assume, but it's greatness.
No bias at all. Jackson Roberts in motion out to the left. 3rd down and 1. Can they keep this drive alive? T-Roy Gaines says, heck yeah, I can. Gets the first down, tackled at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, I thought right off, I seen that defensive lineman there get penetration on it and kind of grab T-Roy, but he's able to just slide to the side a little bit, and the arm tackle attempt just wasn't successful, and he was able to pick up the yardage needed.
1st down and 10 for Baltimore from their own 45. They crossed midfield on their opening drive, but were not able to capitalize off it as that play gets checked down to Warren Murray. A nice screen pass gets another 1st down, and they cross midfield once again.
Yeah, and it almost looked like they very, very good. And look at the people they had down there blocking for him, right? He's just out in front. He's able to pick up an easy 13 yards without even getting any contact right there. And you can see here, he just left people trailing.
Cameron Irvine, our producer and commissioner tonight. Thank you, Cam, for putting this on once again for us. First down and 10 for the Vultures. The Florida 43. 3 wide receivers set, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Ball is faked. Play action. Wigmore goes deep down the middle, and it's caught. Nice pass over the middle to Ivory. Irvin gets the first down and gets the Vultures in scoring range now.
I tell you what, he faked out. Play fake was so good. Faked out us and the cameraman too. Yeah. And he had all kinds of time because they tried to murder the running back that just didn't have the ball. And then coming in right there in the clutches, Ivory Irvin right down a post route over the middle, and now they're right on the verge of getting in the red zone.
Ryan Davidson in on the tackle. But a fresh set of downs for the Vultures just outside the red zone at the 21-yard line. Linebacker blitz, but they pitch to Warren Murray on the left side, and he'll get a nice gain of 8. Second down and 2 inside the red zone for the first time this evening for Baltimore.
Yeah, and it seems like both these teams, right, are having success on the edge, right, with the pitch or the screen pass and things like that. So that's something to look and see how these teams are going to adjust to that, right? Some of the more successful plays that both have had have been in pitches, screen passes, and things like that.
I formation now for the Vultures. Wigmore pitches it out to T-Roy Gaines. Gaines inside the 10, down to the 5, and brought down on the play after an impressive gain. Leon Thunderman with the tackle. Baltimore knocking on the door of the end zone, Gerald.
Yeah, and T-Roy took that pitch, and he just almost looked like he sized up. Andrew France didn't have a chance.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
That tackle was not going to work from the
T-Roy
side.
says,
like, nah.
T-Roy says, get off me. I'm in the Hall of Fame, kid.
Well, not quite yet.
Oh, he
the
is.
induction is a little bit later.
Yeah, but he's in.
Well, he was voted in. I need to hear a speech first. Wigmore sets his player in motion. From the 5-yard line. Wigmore to throw, gets it up to T-Roy Gaines. Can the Hall of Famer stiff arm a man into the end zone? Yeah, he can. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Dumping it right off to the future Hall of Famer. And he just gives a stiff arm to Ryan Davidson's face and puts him in the dirt. That was so mean.
This is my night.
Showing them 5 stars on the pant leg and on the top of the helmet, which, I'm assuming is for every championship that they own.
Rumor has it that T-Roy Gaines actually wears all 5 championship rings during the game and uses them as a form of brass knuckles. I can't confirm it, but that's what I've heard. Shark Tarkington with the extra point up and good. A 10-play drive resulting in a touchdown. 2 minutes, 5 seconds to go in quarter number 1, and we have a tie ball game. Florida about to get the ball back. See if they can repeat what they did on their opening possession. Kick taken from the goal line. Returned quickly up to the 30. That is where Ron Cochran and company will take back over on offense as Wigmore and Gaines discuss their impressive last drive.
Yeah, it was something that they had success just like Florida did, right, by pitching it to the outside. So they're both defenses are going to have to look at what they can do to try and contain the outside, maybe push or bring guys up and kind of hang on to them.
Some star offensive linemen on this Florida Storm O-line. Joseph Wade, Greg McDonaldson, and center put him on the back.
On the back.
Put him on the back. Nice spin move by Beletsky as Colin Northrup gets the play on words, I think. Number 79, center, put him on the back.
Yeah, the family of Ondeback actually made that kid an offensive lineman, and it actually works out. We're like, we'll name him, put him in, we're going to groom him to be an offensive lineman.
Mr. and Mrs. Ondeback, they got creative. All right, I'm done. Split backs in the backfield. Cam's getting mad. 2nd down and 3. Pitch out to Beletsky, and he gets the first down. Brought down by Giovanni Bolt. Now let's talk about the defensive players for Baltimore. Doyle scored a little too quickly on that opening drive. Defensive lineman Joe Duncan, Al Walker, Ralph Leopold, and Nate Brown, along with Sir Ron Yates IV. The linebackers Frank Smith, Keenan Samuels, and Alvin Mack will get to the secondary after this as Beletsky works his way through the line. Maybe we won't get to the secondary. Passing the 30, the 40, 20, 10, 5, down the same sideline into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida.
These are the type of runs that made him an MVP a few seasons ago. You break one right at the line, right there, and then you break another one right there by Elijah Warfield, and then you're off to the races, and nobody has the wheels under him to catch Bullet Beletsky.
That's why he renamed himself in this offseason. Everyone called him Bullet. Now he's actually called Bullet Beletsky. That's why. Another quick scoring drive for Florida. Baltimore's tie did not last very long. Ethan Snead on for the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good. 14-7. The Storm reclaimed the lead. 3 plays, 70-yard drive. That's about a 58-yard touchdown run, Gerald.
Yeah, dude. It look, and they made it look easy, right? I mean, the Storm, them playing at home, hosting the 4-time defending champs. They're like, hey, on this new platform. Well, 4 times.
Well, 4 in a row, but 5 times. I'm just saying, listen, T-Pat might get up and come over here and hit you if you say 4 times.
Math is hard.
I know. Especially since you're wearing your shoes tonight. You can't count on your toes anymore. I'm just saying, man.
Bruh, you got to call me out like that.
That's what I do. First down from the 30-yard line. See if Baltimore can answer. It's going to take until the 3rd possession before I can introduce the secondary on their defense. 3 wide receivers set now for Baltimore. Wigmore under center. Ball is handed off to Warren Murray. Breaks 1 tackle, can't break the 2nd. Went through the arms of Ryan Tobin. Brought down by Adam Jones. 2nd down and 6 after a gain of 4.
Yeah, and that's the way they're going to have to try and do some stuff on both sides of the ball. It seems like, the tackling isn't the greatest, right? You're going to have to hit them initially and then have one of your teammates come and clean it up shortly after, just so they don't gain any momentum.
Ball is pitched out to T-Roy Gaines, picking up where he left off, but only a short gain of 2. Sets him up with the 3rd down and 4, and Baltimore actually at risk of potentially having a quick 3 and out.
Right, and look, and Andrew Francis did similar, right? And I think they've been talking on the sidelines, say, we got to hit this guy, and you got to be right on your toes to come right behind him and make sure he stays down.
First quarter of season 21 is already in the books. Florida out in front, 14-7 over the visiting Baltimore Vultures. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, live from the SFL convention. Let's make some noise here in Cincinnati. Gerald's just kind of looking at me like I don't want to make any noise. Way to be a team player.
I got Cajun noises.
Chaw. Still. Oh! And what a sack coming off the edge. Jesus Smith on the linebacker blitz.
The rookie, pick 9, and just a previous drag gets his first pro sack of his career. Coming off the edge, untouched, and Wigmore just turned around, and he had a whole lot of Mr. Smith in his face.
Sure did.
And it forces a punt.
It sure does. That was the quick 3 and out that we had mentioned, Gerald, and Matty Coffins to punt this one away. Florida was coming for it, too. Fair catch called for back at the 25-yard line, and Florida out in front. Touchdown lead, and they have possession of the football. Gerald, on their first couple of possessions, they were able to score very quickly.
Yeah, I think it was the equivalent of probably a total of, 6 total plays for them to get 2 touchdowns.
A couple of big runs, one from Charlie Beletsky, Bullet Beletsky, I should say, and J.W. Doyle, both of whom are in the backfield. Hall of Famer Ron Cochran under center. Gets the ball pitched out to Beletsky, and Beletsky brought down after only a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, Frank Smith was having none of it. He just kind of comes right off the edge.
He's seen enough.
He's like that's enough of these darn guys running around like that. Somebody's got to bring them down. Stop breaking these darn tackles. We got to just, get them and keep them on the ground and kind of get the ball back to our offense.
2nd down and 8. Cochran to throw, rolls out to the left, throws over the middle, wide open over the middle, and getting the catch. Hashtag throw it to the tight end. Ron Haynes hauls that one in.
Ron Haynes, right. He just found space right there. Cochran rolled out, and they actually called a rollout to the right way. Cochran being left-handed, rolling out to his left, making an easy transitional throw to find his guy wide open as they approach midfield.
86 passing yards so far for Cochran on the night. 2 tight ends in the set. Off to the right-hand side. Cochran to throw once again. Linebacker blitz coming, and it gets home. Alvin Mack getting Cochran in the backfield. Loss of 2 on the sack.
And you're going to watch how Alvin Mack comes over the side, and Bullet Beletsky's like, I don't want to block this man. He just swim moved him.
He's like, please stop.
And Cochran didn't have a chance.
He did not. Yeah,
then it's on his blind side, right? You'd expect that to be picked up on your blind side, but he didn't even know it's coming.
Beletsky in the backfield. E.J. Minson in motion. Short drop for Cochran. Taking his time in the pocket. Throws over the middle, and a jumping catch is hauled in by Stephen Bush. He gets the first down.
Credit to the offensive line for giving Ron Cochran all the time that he needed, and he stayed right in there real post as they created him a pocket, and it gave just enough time for Stephen Bush to find space right over the middle, and Ron Cochran didn't hit him. Didn't miss him. He hit him. Didn't miss him.
Yeah, no, he hit him pretty hard.
Yeah.
Cochran,
he's only got 1 incompletion.
Yeah, 4 or 5 over 100 yards already in a touchdown pass.
Oh, look
at that. He's off to the races again. Will he be stopped? Yes, he gets tackled, but it's a first down and goal after another impressive run by Bullet Beletsky.
Bullet Beletsky just broke somebody with a spin move right up the middle and then started eyeing nothing but the blue end zone. Oh, right there.
Look at the stats for Beletsky so far.
It's unreal. Giovanni Bolt thought he had something, and Beletsky put a spin move on me, caught nothing but air.
Elijah Warfield chased him down. 125 rushing yards for Beletsky. He's also got a touchdown to his name tonight. Florida getting ready to score once again. Beletsky hit behind the line and stopped. 2nd down and goal. That play went nowhere.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Marvin Himes and his teammate on that side right there. I think they were ready for it. They were looking for that Beletsky pitch because that's where they've been having most of their success, is right on the edge, and they were ready and waiting for it.
5 down linemen down inside the 5-yard line for Baltimore. Ball is handed off. Beletsky jumps over the defender, breaks a tackle into the end zone, and Florida takes a 2-touchdown lead.
It typically isn't a play you have seen in a past SFL, but this is a new era. They did, somewhat of a sweep on a split back formation. Good blocking. He only had to break 1 tackle from 1 guy, and now they're on verge of going up by 14 points.
Extra point try coming up for Ethan Sneed.
And Florida is 8.5-point underdogs. And here we are, close to midway through the second quarter, and they are up 14 points on the defending champs.
7 plays, 76 yards, scoring drive. TJ Harper in the chat with a $4.99 super chat says, Nemesis, we coming for you tomorrow, Portland. 102 people watching live on YouTube tonight, and a whole lot of people here in Cincinnati watching live from the SFL convention, which means we should have 102 more people here at the convention the way I do the math, but, you know, next year we'll need a bigger venue. Baltimore takes over on the 20-yard line, looking up at that scoreboard in uncharted waters for a team that's won 4 championships in a row, down by 2 touchdowns. Warren Murray looking to change that. It's able to gain 3 on that play. 2nd down and 7 as we approach the midway point of quarter number 2.
Yeah, and I think to some extent Baltimore is going to try and have to kind of just slow the game down a little bit, try and get back to basics, right, and kind of start doing some stuff that got you your first TD. Pitch it to the outside, toss it to the outside, and see how well Florida is going to cover it.
Wigmore with a throw over the middle, and that one is caught. Nice deep play to Ivory Irvin, and a $19.99 super chat by Mike Peters. He didn't give us any message to say, but hey, thanks, Mike Peters. Also a $4.99 super chat by Frost D Times. Say hi to the Minnesota crew for me. Hi, Minnesota crew. The Minnesota crew says woo. I'm just relaying messages. Listen, they used a little more enthusiasm, but that's all I got. 1st down and 10 from the 42-yard line. Wigmore hands this one off to Warren Murray and stuffed right at the line. The Florida defense doing a great job. Loss of 1 on the play, and the super chats are rolling in. Mickey Malillo is a Dolphins fan. I refuse to read it, Cam. All right, fine. $4.99 super chat for Mickey Malillo. What's a rambler? Oh, yeah, someone who loses to Minnesota. What's a dolphin? It's a fish. 3rd down and 7 after that pass play. Did you hear that? There was some sort of weird sound here in Cincy. Some feedback on the speakers or something. 3rd down and 3. Back to business, Gerald. Back to business we go. There's a certain element of professionalism that needs to be maintained. Wigmore changing the play at the line. Offset eye in the backfield. Handing the ball off. No, play action. Fake me out again. Wigmore down the middle and finds his target. Caesar Ackerman with the catch. Hashtag throw it to the tight end for the 1st down.
Yeah, Caesar Ackerman coming in. And that's another case where Baltimore rolled out, got some space, allowed Wigmore to have some time, and he threw it right over the head of the rookie Jesus Smith. If he would have put his hand up, he might have been able to knock that ball down, but I don't even think he saw it.
Zach Haldorf with the $4.99 super chat says, go Mavericks, corn in the house. I'm not quite sure what that means. Warren Murray takes the handoff. He had corn for dinner, and that's what got him that 8-yard gain. I'm not sure if it's applicable, but that's what we're going with.
I don't know. Corn is an underrated vegetable. Let's
underrated?
Yeah.
How is corn underrated?
I don't know, man. A lot of people say corn doesn't have any nutritional value.
No, it's got plenty, doesn't it? I don't know.
No.
It's good, though. It depends on how you cook it.
It's very good.
And I'll be honest with you, getting back to Mickey Malillo's super chat, what is a Rambler? Is it a type of car?
I don't know.
Anywho, T-Roy Gaines. Oh, can he break? Oh! No, he can't. Stopped at the line. The Florida defense adjusted well to this Baltimore rushing attack. And they've gotten a couple of stops right there at the lines. Gaines dusts himself off, 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, and T-Roy had his teammate look like fall down in front of him. He tried to hurdle him. And the defender comes in and hits him in the air.
3 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Can T-Roy get the first down? Churning those legs. He gets it done. Tackle just outside the red zone. Moves the chains for Baltimore.
The power in those legs after he took that first hit allowed him to pick up the first down and continue this drive as they try to reduce the deficit right now. They're right on the edge of the red zone, and they put together a lengthy drive here. I don't think they can afford to squander this. I think they need to come. They need a touchdown here.
Ball is handed off to Warren Murray. Breaks some tackles. He'll get the first down as well. Tackled right at the 10-yard line. There's more Super Chats rolling in. And Cam's getting excited. $1.99 Super Chat from Jay Ballmer. Greetings and salutations. Hate Texas teams. That's very harsh, but you paid $1.99, so there you go. $5 from someone named Bridge City Bird, whatever that might be. The convention crowd are looking beautiful tonight. Got to give them some extra love in here. That sounds like something a Canadian would say. First down and 10 from the 10. Gerald, they actually can get a first down without scoring. Wigmore towards the end zone. Oh, and it's incomplete. Bobbled and down to the turf. Was trying to do what I would have done and throw it to a tight end in the end zone. Caesar Ackerman couldn't haul it in. Second down.
Caesar Ackerman had an opportunity to catch that while he was still laying on the ground. It was just kind of laying on his stomach. I don't even think he knew it was there. But the Florida defenders were ready to snatch it up, but right before they was able to get it, it fell to the ground.
Second down and 10, 2:21 to go in the first half. Irvin in motion out to the left side of the set. Wigmore, 5-step drop. Pressure on its way and gets home. Sacked. Brought down. Third down and 15 now. Alessandro Tomello with the sack.
He came right off the edge so fast that the left tackle had no opportunity to even get a hand on him. It's almost like he knew the snap count.
Adam Wiseman with a $4.99 Super Chat. Has anyone ever seen a Sasquatch? Are they even real? These are the questions that Wiseman wants to know. 2 minutes to go here in the first half of what's been a very Florida-centric ball game so far here in their home opener of season 21.
Baltimore has a really good opportunity right here to be able to put more points on the board. I think a touchdown is nearly essential.
Tyler Falk with a $5 Super Chat. Didn't say anything, so Cam says, thanks, Tyler, for the $5.
$5 says it all, though, right?
Heck yeah, it does. Listen, Tyler's going to have plenty to say in game number 2. Don't you worry. Warren Murray trying to have something to say himself as he spins his way up to the 3-yard line. Can't get into the end zone. Gerald is 4th down and 3. You're down by 2 touchdowns here in the final 2 minutes of the first half. Do you just try to get that touchdown, or do you go for the field goal?
You got to take the points, right? You don't win 5 championships by leaving points out there on the field. And Hall of Fame coach T. Pat knows that, so he's going to kick this right here and put his team within 11 points and hopefully stop Florida from doing anything before half.
One of the most accurate kickers in the league, Shark Tarkington, puts it through. Gets 3 more points on the board. 13 plays, 75 yards. Gerald, another double-digit drive for Baltimore. They've had a couple of them in this game already, and they've got 10 points to speak for.
Look, I'm not mad that they went down there and got a field goal out of it. Like, you still got points. You got a 13-play drive. You took up 5 minutes, like half of a quarter, going down there and get that drive. Some people may think it as a disappointment. You go down there and you don't get 7. You spend that amount of time and that many plays and only come out with 3. But I just can't question anything that Baltimore and their staff decides to do because they've won 5 championships.
They have indeed, but it's a whole new era here in the Simulation Football League. Florida has the ball. Gerald, they're up by 11. 2-score lead. They have the football, all 3 timeouts. Minute 21 to go. They got Charlie Beletsky. He gained 7, and they get the ball to start the second half. They're in great position here at home.
Yeah, and Beletsky, at least through these first almost 2 quarters, looked like he's kind of regained like his MVP form. Look at that. 9 carries, 137 yards.
Pretty good stats for a whole
and
game, let alone a
69
half.
after they get hit.
Andy Hamilton, I can hear you all the way from the other side of the room. Beletsky stuffed after a short gain. Brought down, 3rd down and 1. All right, so Mike Peters with another 1999 Super Chat. This time he had something to say, Gerald, and this is a question that I think everybody really wants to know. How many elephants does it take to drown a polar bear? Do I have to read these all? Cam says, yeah, they're paying me. All right, Beletsky stopped. And that is exactly what Baltimore needed. They couldn't afford to have Florida put more points on the board. And timeout called by Baltimore as they want to try to get some points on the board before the half, Gerald.
Yes, and that was one of the first pitches to the outside that the Baltimore defense has stopped for no gain or a loss. So I think they may have figured something out. And we're going to see what they're going to come out to do in the second half to try and turn their luck around.
Marcus Agrippa. We hadn't introduced him yet, Gerald. He'd been quiet all game. Yeah, he should be happy. He just punted that from practically one end zone to the other.
Well, I mean, when you've made 7 All-Stars out of the 8 you've been in existence in this league, I mean, you got to be doing something right.
Well, he punted at a country mile or a country kilometer for Brett Solberg. 1st down and 10 from the 31. And they'll stick to the run game, Gerald, with only 10 seconds to go. I guess maybe they were hoping that Murray might just be able to break that one free and see what he could do with it, but they played it safe, and they'll go into the half down by 11. So, one half of action complete here in the opening game of Season 21. Florida out in front, 21-10 over the 5-time champion Baltimore Vultures. But, hey, Florida's 3-time champions themselves, Gerald, like we talked about in the opener. Maybe they're going to be getting back to championship form now. Judging by the first half, kind of looks like it to me. Your thoughts on the first half as we look at the snapshots of the half?
Yeah, and Florida themselves has the talent to do so, to be able to come in here and, welcome the defending champs into their stadium and be able to get the best of them for at least a half of football. And it's been, on the legs of the guys out of the backfield, and most importantly, Bullet Beletsky himself. He's looking like the MVP from a few seasons back. If Baltimore does not get him in check, I think I don't think they can come away with the win here. So
yeah.
Baltimore has got to play better defense against the run game, and they've got to come, not necessarily reduce the lengths of their drives, but make their drives be more fruitful than 3 points.
Bullet Beletsky, the halftime player of the game so far. And, Gerald, if Baltimore can't get him stopped, or let's not forget about J.W. Doyle with his massive touchdown run on the first drive for Florida. The two of them, if they can't get them stopped, it could be a long night for Baltimore. And we'll find out right now as Florida's going to get the ball back to start the second half. Kick taken out of the end zone. Brought past the 20, up to the 25-yard line. That is where Florida will take things back over on offense. Justin Reside says, buku of points in the first half. Can I get a buku more in the second half, please? $5 super chat from Justin Reside. Also, Gerald, during the halftime break, I did extensive research and learned it only takes one elephant to drown a polar bear. You just got to step on it. Elephants are big.
But where is the polar bear and the elephant in the same vicinity of one another?
So in the zoo, they'll have both, and then one gets out of the cage, goes to the other one's cage. They shouldn't have, because now obviously the polar bear drowned. Anyway, 2nd down and 11, loss of 1. So maybe a halftime adjustment. Obviously, you can't judge the whole adjustment based off one play, but Bolesky's first touch of the second half goes for -1.
Yeah, I mean, first play right here, look, it reduced his average. That's a shame. His average went from a gazillion yards a carry down to 11.4.
Unacceptable. Only averaging a touchdown per touch. Or, excuse me, a first down per touch. Sidearm pass to the tight end. Gets, a third down in inches. I didn't like the way he was rolling there. Ron Haynes gets the catch.
Oh, man, like I wanted a replay of that to be able to see exactly how close he was. But we're going to see right here, look, and this is where look, we haven't seen much of J.W. Doyle since his long run.
I know.
Is something wrong with him?
Well, there's Bolesky. He gets the first down, breaks a couple of tackles, wrapped up and brought down after an impressive gain, moves the chains. Elijah Warfield getting the tackle.
Well, what do you need, J.W. Doyle for when you got a guy that's probably upwards of close to 150 on the ground on 13 or 14 carries right now, right? Let Doyle get a breather back there. If you don't need him, don't use him, but you can dump it off to him and he'll run for a gazillion yards after the catch.
Bolesky stuffed at the line. Couldn't get anything going there, Gerald. Kept his legs churning, but on back-to-back plays, Elijah Warfield getting there for the stop. Ben Stackenpaper, Enzo Bolt, Marvin Himes, Elijah Warfield, Giovanni Bolt, and Troy Loshaw. Part of the secondary here on this Baltimore defense.
Wait, whoa! Look at this!
Breaking more tackles, crossing midfield up to the 40.
The patience of Bolesky right there to be able to set his blocks up. And look at him. He just sits there. He's waiting for it, and then he just bursts out, breaks a tackle. Jesus.
$1.99 super chat from Mickey Melillo. I'm Mike Daggs. Love the Miami Dolphins.
I couldn't do it. I had to temporarily resign my position. But I'm back. I'm also not going to read anything else that Mickey posts. He's also cut from the broadcast team. Doyle, there he is. Gets a 1-yard gain and, lowered that shoulder right into the defender, Gerald. A little slow to get up.
Yeah, but here Florida is, right? I think they'll take that run from J.W. Doyle when they got Bolesky back there running like a madman right now.
2 receivers out to the right. 2 backs in the backfield. Bolesky, look at the wheels.
Oh, he put a move. Oh.
The wheels, the stutter step, the spin. He's got it all going on. First down for Bolesky.
He put a move on the guy. I thought he was going to break loose from it. But look at the lane he had right there. What a great block by Doyle. Holy cow. He actually shook up Elijah Warfield, but he decided to run right at him.
Zach Haldorf with a $1.99 super chat says, I, Mike Daggs, love the Miami Dolphins. You guys are hilarious. Keep sending Cam your money. I'll take one for the team. Bolesky, speaking of taking one for the team, takes the rock for another first down.
Just when I'm thinking, hey, maybe they figured something out on the edge, Florida and Bolesky is proving that we can run it just as effectively right up the middle, and it's just putting it to Baltimore right now. They don't have any answer for Bolesky right now.
First down and 10, just outside the 10-yard line at the 11. Ball is handed off once again. Seeing a lot of running back and forth on both sides of the field. Baltimore utilizing Warren Murray, T-Roy Gaines quite a bit. We've seen a lot of Bolesky. We've seen a little bit of Doyle. I mean, he did have that long touchdown run, but look at these stats right here. 18 carries, almost 200 yards.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, feed that man.
Second down and 7 for Florida. Pitching it out to the right. Bolesky breaks one tackle, breaks 2 tackles, and is into the end zone again. Touchdown, Florida, and they extend their lead even further.
On that run, he actually eclipses 200 on the day. It feels like it's his gazillion touchdown of the day, even though it's only 3. The guy's been running all over the field, scoring all kinds of touchdowns. And if Baltimore cannot stop him, there's no way they're going to be able to match the pace that Florida is setting right now.
201 rushing yards for Charlie Beletsky. Ethan Sneed on for the extra point. High snap, hauled in, kick is up and good. 28-10. Is that $20 Canadian? Does that count? All right, fine. $20 Canadian super chat for Mark Lopez. Let's see what he has to say. If Mike Daggs has 1 million fans, then I am one of them. If Mike Daggs has 10 fans, then I am one of them. If Mike Daggs has only 1 fan, then it's me. If Mike Daggs has no fans, then that means I'm no longer on Earth. Wow. Thanks, Mark.
So at least you have one.
But it came in Canadian funds, so I don't know if that was actually real. It may have been a dream. Kick taken back to the 30-yard line. Baltimore down by 18, Gerald. They got to do something here. It's not like time is an issue yet, but at the same time, it kind of is an issue as, we're already midway through the third quarter, and this is going to be their first touch of the second half.
Yeah, and we're already nearly halfway through the third quarter right now, and they're down 18 points.
Indeed. Warren Murray trying to get things done on the ground, and he's able to get the first down. Kept those legs churning up to the 40-yard line. And do you expect to see Wigmore start throwing it a little bit more here, though, to try to get some bigger yards and, worst case scenario, incomplete pass, at least it stops the clock?
If they go down in a decent amount of time and able to get a touchdown on this drive, I don't think that they need to rush anything as long as they're able to stop Florida. But if they're not able to stop Florida, it doesn't matter what they do on offense.
I am making Cam a fortune tonight. And a flag on the play. Our first look at the new ref in the regular season. Pass interference. And already the league hates him. What do you think, Gerald? I don't know, man.
I think it was right on time. I think it was good coverage. It's week one for the refs, too.
$1.99 super chat from Zach Haldorf. He says, Mike Daggs never heard of her. Thanks, Zach.
That's hilarious, by the way. I never heard of her either.
Don't you start. Pass out to the left, incomplete. Brings up a second down and 10.
Ryan Davidson was right there to be able to knock that ball right out.
5.5 to go here in the third quarter. Second down and 10. 2 receivers out to the left. A tight end out to the right. That's where they're going to go. Quick pass over the middle. Connecting with the tight end. Caesar Ackerman with another catch. And gets the first down.
As a tight end yourself, Mike, you'll love that. Throw it to the tight end, and it's actually for a pretty large gain. And it's getting them closer to field goal range. But I really don't think with the way that these drives are consuming time for both these teams, I don't think a field goal does them any good. They're going to have to go the rest of these 34 yards and put it in the end zone.
Pretty much, especially down by 18. Even if you get a field goal, you're still down 2 scores, and one of which has to be a 2-point conversion just to tie. 4 yards on that one, second down and 6.
And look, and they are still in really good shape. They haven't used a whole lot of time on this drive yet, and they're right near the 30. So they did pick up the pace just a little bit.
Oh, look at him! Gaines crossing the 20. Lower that shoulder, T-Roy. He does. First down and goal, forced out of bounds at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, he takes it down right there from the 30 down to the 8. And it was just a simple, pitch out. Good blocking on the side, and there was nobody there, and they had to come across the field to knock him out of bounds at the 9.
$5 super chat from Alt Christopher. Wonder how this running game impacts the Overreaction Friday article. 10 carries, 64 yards for T-Roy Gaines. And Cam upset that it wasn't a super chat about me. As all my jokes are lame, Cam. Wigmore throws, end zone incomplete, was trying to get it back out to the tight end. Ackerman once again could not connect, and that's second throw in the end zone to Ackerman that he couldn't haul in, Gerald.
Yeah, and it looked like it was slightly overthrown. It was kind of thrown out like right in front of him there. So Wigmore just missed him. It looked like he had a little bit of room to be able to fit the ball in there, but just overthrew it a tad bit.
4 receivers set, and they'll hand it off to Murray. Murray
easy.
Does it all himself. Touchdown, Baltimore. They cut into Florida's lead.
And that was not a very time-consuming drive right there. It only took up about 2 minutes of game time right there. And like I said earlier, with a field goal here, it gets them within 11 points, which is 2 scores, but they're going to have to stop Florida from scoring, because if they cannot stop Florida, it doesn't matter what Baltimore does on offense at all. They're going to have to stop Beletsky, and if they can't do it, there's no way they're going to win the game.
Yeah, they're not only stop Florida, but they really need to do so not super quick. I mean, there's still plenty of time left, but you know they got to get the stop. They got to make sure they leave themselves time, not just to score once. They got to score twice. But less than 2 minutes off the clock on that one. 7 plays, 71 yards.
Yeah, and it's 10 yards a play, so they wasn't messing around each play. Right on average, getting just over 10 yards a play and move it down the field in less than 2 minutes. That was something that they desperately needed.
Tarkington kicks this one about 8 yards deep into the end zone, and it is kneeled down for the touchback by Ryan Davidson. First down and 10 from the 20. Ron Cochran back out onto the field. Charlie Bullet Beletsky, had some time to rest his legs. J.W. Doyle did as well, which is good because he gets the ball here and rumbles forward for a gain of 9.9. Second down and inches for the Storm.
Yeah, and he goes for an easy 9. And there wasn't much out there for him to even have to worry about because he was untouched for those 9.9 yards.
4 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Second down and inches. Cochran back under center. They're not going to be in any particular hurry, Jerry.
No, and it looks like Baltimore here is actually anticipating a run.
Beletsky gets the run indeed, and man, he just can't be stopped on first, second, or third contact. Gets about 5, gets the first down.
And he's being ridiculously patient, allowing his offensive line to create some holes for him, and he's able to just run right through it. I don't think I've seen a running back in such a long time be so patient and still be extremely successful, because typically the defensive line will close in on you if you're down there waiting.
Cochran to throw here and gets this one over the middle. That one is caught up at the 48-yard line. Hauled in for another first down. Veridin Zarkov with the catch.
The Storm fans come in cowboy hats. I'm not sure why, but they're happy that their team is up 11 points, and Veridin Zarkov gets his team pretty close to midfield. I don't know if Baltimore really knows what to stop, right? They kind of keep Beletsky to, for his, the game he's having, to somewhat of a minimal gain of like 5 yards, and then they just come out and they throw it. And here we are, Beletsky again.
Yeah,
oh my God!
Out to the races, crossing the 30. Baltimore could not stop him. Beletsky, 4 touchdowns on the board. Touchdown Storm.
And he goes this one for about 50 yards, right up the middle. And early on in the game, it was everything to the outside. And here they are, they just run right up the middle. Doyle with a great block. He just has to break run one tackle and he outruns everybody. And now Baltimore's going to have to look at themselves and wonder, hey, do we want, because it looks like they had some sort of a run blitz or something, trying to pull people up to stop Beletsky from doing what he's doing. But you bring those guys up, you get a man on a man, and he just breaks one tackle and he just is running it down their throat. He has, probably going to be close to 270 yards on the ground and 4 touchdowns.
Extra point is up and good. 4 plays, 79 yards, only a minute 25 Gerald, Baltimore couldn't get him stopped. Definitely couldn't get him stopped quick. Instead, Florida actually scores quickly and now down by 3 scores. Baltimore's got some work to do in this one.
Work is an understatement. I think at this point, and it's crazy to say we're still in the third quarter, but Baltimore cannot stop Florida from doing anything right now. They're running it, and it's setting up the pass, and you just hand it to Beletsky, and he's just destroying the Baltimore defense right now.
First down and 10 for the Vultures from the 26-yard line. 35-17, the Storm out in front. Wigmore, he'll have to take to the air at some point here, Gerald, and start getting some passes deeper downfield. For right now, they'll keep it down in Warren Murray's hands as he stiff arms the defender, only able to gain 2, and now the clock will continue to roll.
See, and you can see Warren Murray, right, trying to be patient behind his offensive line, but the Florida defense is just right there to close in on him and doesn't allow him to even get any kind of a lane to run into. And I agree, Baltimore is going to have to start trying to go to the air to close this gap in quick and just hope that the defense can pull it together to stop Florida at all this half, because they haven't yet.
T-Roy Gaines rolls forward, sets up a 3rd down and 1. And both Murray and Gaines have done quite a bit in this ball game. Just not enough to get the points on the board that they need.
Well, when your defense can't get the opposing offense off the field, it makes it difficult for your offense to gain any momentum.
Gaines has a block, breaks the tackle, can't break the second. He's able to at least get the first down, though. Tackled by Andrew Francis. First down and 10 for Baltimore.
Yeah, and I feel like Baltimore at this point, like I said, it's a minute and a half left in the third, but I feel like they're at a point where they're just running out of time. They got to do something tempo. They got to press it down, because if you're going to try and match score for score, you can't have a lengthy drive.
Wigmore to throw, rolls out to the left, throws down the left sideline, and has a wide open T-Roy Gaines, good for the first down.
And T-Roy kind of comes in right there to split him out. He's doing it all. And he gets him a huge gain, which is what they needed, but they got to start pressing the field more like that. They got to throw the ball downfield.
And another super chat from Mike Peters. How much is this one? $99.99. He says, congrats on a new season. Happy convention, everyone.
Amazing.
Thank you very much, Mike Peters. Play action. Wigmore has time, rolls out left, throws deep down the middle, and that one's incomplete. Was trying to get it to tight end Jackson Roberts. Hands, overthrows him slightly, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, Evan Carroll back there playing almost like a center field back there and just wasn't allowing Wigmore the entire – Now, Florida showcased how good their DBs are in preseason, which I felt like every pass that was thrown by the opponent was an interception. And maybe that's what Baltimore's coming in right now looking at that.
Wigmore over the middle, going back to the tight end connection. Caesar Ackerman with another catch, getting the first down, keeping the chains moving. Gerald, they're changing it up. They're doing the pass. You can see Wigmore's stats there, only 137 passing yards. Going to have to get a little bit more.
Right. I think that's part of the problem right there, man. Look, maybe he has a good quarterback rating. He hadn't made any mistakes, but they haven't been a whole lot of risky throws. Because you watched the same preseason games I did, and and that Florida defensive backfield was downright amazing. You couldn't throw any ball anywhere, and I think that's why they're relying heavy on the run right here, trying to keep it away from that Florida defense. They figured, if you don't make mistakes, that you won't lose the game. But in this particular situation, you're not moving the ball, and you're moving it a bit too slow to put points on the board.
Final seconds of the third quarter ticking away. The final play goes to T-Roy Gaines. Churning those legs all the way up to the 10-yard line. First down and goal as zeros are on the clock for the end of the third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. 1 remains here in the opening game of season 21. Florida has the lead. They are out in front, in control of this one. Baltimore, they are surging forward, though, getting ready to put some more points on the board. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on SFL YouTube and live from the convention in Cincinnati.
And this is going to be real interesting on how Baltimore, now that we are actually officially in the fourth quarter. I think it's been the fourth quarter since the, and you run out of time since midway through the third.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're coming out in a more passing type formation because they got to put points on the board and put them up quick.
Wigmore hands it off to Murray. Murray tackled in the backfield for a loss. Robert Brady Jr. with a $5 Super Chat says the Wings coming for the chip. Go Wings. Second down and goal from the 12. Wigmore to throw. Quick pass into the end zone, and Ackerman gets that one. Touchdown, Baltimore.
And with this pass right here, it gets them back within 2 scores. But what they're going to have to do is stop Beletsky in the Florida offense, because if they can't do that, I mean, they can score.
They can score every time.
They can score every time if they want, but they haven't been able to stop Beletsky at all in this second half. He's got well over 200 yards. I mean, he's probably, if I'm thinking, he probably got almost 300 total yards on the darn game just himself.
Shark Tarkington lines up for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. 35-24. Gerald, another double-digit play drive. 10 plays, 74 yards, getting it into the end zone. But all eyes now on the Baltimore defense. Can they get a 3-and-out? Can they even stop this Florida offense at all?
And they haven't the entire second half.
Kick goes about 4 yards deep into the end zone and is brought out. And breaking tackles all the way up to the 30-yard line. An impressive return for Giffis.
What's going to get Baltimore back in this game and get some of the momentum that they've been, needing this entire game is going to have to be a turnover, whether it's a fumble,
I was just
whether
thinking
it's an interception, something like that. You have to get the ball back and get the ball back quick. Either force a 3-and-out or force a turnover and turn that turnover into points. If you can't do that, I think your chances of winning this game is slim.
I don't think we've seen a turnover yet.
We have not.
Turnover-free season so far here in Season 21. All 3.5 quarters of it. A jumping catch is made up to the 41-yard line. First down, Stephen Bush.
Look, and this right here, the way the Florida offense is flowing, I feel like it's vintage Florida, right? A quick passing game, a very, very good and efficient run game. And when they were going undefeated seasons and winning championships, that's what they did. Really efficient offense, played good, not great defense, but good defense. But the offense was real efficient, putting up points.
And there we go, Baltimore defense getting the stop there. Only a 2-yard gain for Beletsky that time. As Alvin Mack surges his way up through. Plenty of people watching here live at the SFL convention, but 141 a second ago watching live on SFL YouTube. Thank you all for either being here or watching from wherever you are as we get Season 21 kicked off in a new era of simulation football. Cochran back to throw. Blitz on its way. Doesn't get home. And the one-handed catch does. Pass is complete over the middle down to the Baltimore 37-yard line. E.J. Minson with the catch.
That's the first time we call E.J. Minson's name right there. But credit to that offensive line, allowing the Hall of Famer to have all that time and letting the routes for those wide receivers mature. And this is what Baltimore cannot afford, right?
No.
Look, if you're going to allow them to move, I mean, you have to be able to pick the ball off. Baltimore has no answer for this Florida offense at all.
8 minutes to go here in the opening ball game. Beletsky out to the right, spins, and is tackled after a 6-yard gain. I expect to see Florida probably keep it to the ground as much as possible. They want to keep burning this clock inside 8 minutes. 4 touchdowns today for Bullet Beletsky.
He's got more touchdowns himself than Baltimore scored as a team.
Yeah, absolutely. Second down and 4, 7.5 left on the clock. Ball is handed off to Beletsky again, and his legs seem fresh every time he gets that ball. It's like a whole new energy coming out of him. He easily gets that first down, moves the chains, keeps the clock rolling.
And there's times over the course of sports, right, you just know a guy is in the zone, guys scoring 80-something points in basketball and 100 points and everything else. Beletsky is in the zone. He can't do anything wrong. Everything he does is just positive yards. Just when you think, hey, look, maybe he's run out of gas or he's stuck, he just comes out of it and does something great.
Doyle gets another attempt at it. Look at that stiff arm. 9.9 gained on the right-hand side. Doyle embarrassing the defense.
Troy Loshaw, was it? Right there.
Yeah.
Oh. He just everybody forgot about Doyle because Beletsky running like a madman, and Doyle's like, hey, I'm still here. I'm going to just.
Yeah, he's made some moves, too. 3 receptions, 79 yards, and a touchdown to get the Florida scoring onslaught started. 35-24 so far in this one, and I don't think the points are done on either side, to be honest with you. Cochran pitches it out to the left. Beletsky gets the first down. And that'll force even more time off the clock. Each first down that Florida's able to get here is effectively another 2 minutes lost for Baltimore unless they're able to get a turnover. They need, if Florida's going to keep running this football, Baltimore's got to start looking to try to rip that one out, force a fumble.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to start trying to attack the ball itself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, Beletsky seems to just be unstoppable.
Till there, Elvin Mack says, "Yeah, unstop this." Second down and 12. Nice tackle for a loss.
A lot of Beletsky's runs, if you even go look at it, have been on second down. So we're going to see, now that it's second and 12, if he just first down I may get a couple of yards, but in a second down I'm going to run for a gazillion of them and erase everything. So we're going to see what kind of attack he's going to have here. Second
and 12 from the 14. Cochran rolls out to the right, throws to the right, into the end zone, and it is another touchdown for the Florida Storm. Stephen Bush getting the receiving touchdown, and Gerald, I don't want to say it's over before it's over, but it's getting increasingly difficult for Baltimore to try to come back in this one.
Look, I'm gonna say it, and that ball actually got tipped, but he was able to still bring it in. But that's the game Florida has been having. They've been having relatively no mistakes on the offensive side of the ball, and when you score at that particular clip on every possession in the second half, and they punted one time this entire game.
Extra point is up and good. 9 plays, 70 yards, almost 4 minutes taken away out of the fourth quarter, and looking over at the Baltimore sideline, they just look defeated.
And I think this is a very, very humbling experience for Baltimore. To be able to, come into Florida and be a 8.5 point favorite, and Florida just to put it to him and punch him in the mouth. I don't know if anybody saw this coming. Now, we knew just from the preseason the type of secondary that Florida had, right? Their secondary was just showed what they can do and their dominance, right? But I'm not gonna lie. What I didn't expect is the vintage Florida to come in with such an efficient offense that they showcased today, led by Beletsky.
This looks like the same Florida team that won 3 championships in a row themselves. As Warren Murray's able to gain 6, and Baltimore's sticking to the ground right now. Gerald, are you surprised or?
Yeah, I'm surprised. You got to throw the ball. I mean, you're down 18 points with 5 minutes left. I don't know. Look, and they're coming out in somewhat of a heavy set right now. I don't understand what's happening right now.
Well, T-Roy Gaines gets the ball, and he's running down the left sideline, crosses midfield. T-Roy getting back to form, but tackled down at the 23-yard line, 22-yard line, and Baltimore will go into the hurry-up.
What do I know? They're just going to pitch it. T-Roy's going to run forever.
Wigmore down to the left, tries to hit Ackerman, and that one falls incomplete. Silver lining stops the clock, 4:45 to go.
I would have liked to see them do the hurry-up, but also change their particular play right there, right? They were kind of limited in what they had, but if you spread the guys out, even if you have a couple of tight ends, very talented tight ends, might I add, I think it opens up your offense a bit more. They could have audibled there and gave themselves a better chance on that play.
4 wide receiver set. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Wigmore under center. Short drop, he will throw. Quick pass, tipped and incomplete. Nearly picked off. J.J. Bailey getting his hands on the ball. 3rd down and 10.
The rookie coming in with his first big play of his SFL career and knocking that ball down. He got right in the passing lane, almost picked it off.
90th pick in the SFL draft. Making an impact already here in week 1. Wigmore under center, another short drop, quick pass, sidearms it over the middle, gets the completion. It's a 4th down. Gerald, what are they going to do?
Oh, you got to go for it. It's 4 down territory. I think it's been 4 down territory for them for a while.
I'm just kind of surprised they didn't go into the hurry up.
No, I think, look, what is this?
They're going to kick the field goal.
I wouldn't be surprised if they I don't know. I don't know about this.
Well, kick is on its way. Shark Tarkington puts it up, and it's through. So now it's a 2-score game.
Yeah, it still puts it at a 2-score game. I'm not mad at that because you still have to score 2 scores to tie it up.
Right.
Either way it goes, the only thing you trade is if you look, you can turn that ball over and get it right back to Florida. So they're like, hey, T-Pat's like, hey, look, we get the points. Let's put this down 2 scores anyway. Let's just go and try and get the ball back. Or are they going to try an onside? And they are.
Oh, they're going to onside kick this one. So Shark Tarkington, hand in the air. The onside kick is underway, easily recovered by Florida, and they'll take over at the Baltimore 38-yard line. And this one's going to go right back down to the ground. Bullet Boletsky about ready to get some more carries.
Yeah, if Bullet Boletsky has dominated this game, and he's on another level right now, right? It's only 1 game in. It's just 1 game. But I think the way Florida has structured their offense, their run set up their pass, right? And it kept Baltimore on their heels and not knowing what was coming next.
Ball is handed off to Boletsky. He'll gain 4 as we will tick inside the 4-minute mark in the opening game. Plenty of SFL action left to go in this opening weekend here from the convention. Later this evening, Motor City at Carolina. Tyler Falk and Brett Solberg, the 2 finest dressed individuals in the house tonight. And Michael Truello. I'm sure there's others. That game will be on later this evening and a whole slew of games tomorrow. We'll get to those in a moment. Cochran content to let as much time tick off the clock as possible. Hands this one back off to Boletsky. Hurdles the tackler, breaks a tackle, and gets up to the 33-yard line. 3rd down and 3 with 3.5 to go in the game. 11 a.m. tomorrow, bright and early. So maybe don't stay up until 2:30 in the morning down in the bar. But, hey, you do you. 11 a.m. Indianapolis at Minnesota. I don't think anyone's actually excited for that game. I don't know why that one's getting so much hype. Michael Cirillo, Chris Curtis on the call. 4 games will be broadcast at 2 p.m. Houston at Sioux Falls, Canton at Jacksonville, Vancouver at Alamo City, and Atlanta at your Louisiana Revolution.
Baltimore's got to punch the ball out or something.
They do. Boletsky, now he gets the first down.
Oh, whoa.
Keeps on going. He's playing like it's the first quarter, Gerald.
He's playing like it's the championship game, and it's the first game of the season. Talk about setting the tone. This is good. Look, this Florida performance, especially from an offensive perspective, is going to put a lot of teams on notice especially a team like my own, because they are in our division and we got to play these guys. So, look, 286 yards,
man.
10 yards a carry.
And what's not listed there is the
Is his receiving yards?
well, that and his slew of touchdowns, the buku of touchdowns for
Buka,
Justin Urzai.
I wouldn't be surprised if his sole offensive output is better than the entire Baltimore offense.
He's going to add to it here, crossing
this!
the 20.
What is
Can he
going
go
on?
into the end zone? No. First down and goal from the 6-yard line. Bullet Boletsky, the one-man show.
Like, at what point are you Mighty or actually you thinking, look, man, let's put this guy on the bench? Nope. He's thinking this guy is dominating the game. Let's see how dominant he can be. The former MVP showing his old form, because during his MVP season, he had many, I think it was close to double-digit games where he ran for over 200 yards a game. And he's got over 300 today, or close to it.
2-minute warning here in the season opener. Florida dominating.
Dominating is an understatement.
Ball is handed off to Boletsky again. And the Baltimore defense doing everything they can to try to stop Florida from getting any more points. Timeout called by Baltimore.
Dude, and you're sitting there looking at this stadium, right? And they're advertising all their championships and everything else here. It seems like for some of us that was in the past for Florida. But by this performance, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with in season 21. And they just ushered in a new era for the league and themselves in this game.
Cochran hands the ball off to Boletsky. Boletsky in the end zone again. Touchdown, Florida.
Like when is the last time? I think Cameron Irvine might have this off the top of his head. What is the record for running back touchdowns in rushing touchdowns in a game? 6? 7.
7.
There's still time. There is still time.
It's not over until the clock strikes 0.
Man, if I, I don't think I've seen one person dominate a game like this in a very, very long time in the SFL.
Yeah, it's been a very, very, not only a one-sided game, but a one-player game. J.W. Doyle has, some action for sure, but Charlie Boletsky, the man of the hour, as his stat line is huge.
They punted once.
Yeah, we only saw Marcus Agrippa the one time. It was a very nice punt. It's a good thing that he, did a great job and punted away like he did, so that he can justify himself.
He made the most of it.
He made the most of his one touch. And this return up the right-hand sideline, stiff-arming defenders.
Ethan Snead
Baltimore's not done yet.
He got a face full of hand. The old veteran, Daley Holder, come in there and just put him at 13-season veteran. Poor Ethan Snead. He did nothing but kick field goals all day long, and he gets manhandled by Daley Holder.
More live SFL action tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Colin and Rick Northrup on the call. Arizona at San Diego. Colin's excited for that one. Short drop by Wigmore, throws it over the middle, gets the catch. Ackerman complete, and they will call another timeout.
Look, and I don't know if that's it. You got to come through. You got to come out in 4 wides. Baltimore has the talent in Ivory Irvin, which we've rarely called his name, David Anderson, Daley Holder, and Mac Chima. Along with a couple of their tight ends they have in Ackerman and Roberts. Very talented team, but they're still coming out in 3 wide receivers and a tight end. I feel like you need 4 or 5 here.
We'll see what they do. Wigmore under center. 5 on the play clock. Short drop, quick pass. Ackerman with the catch. And they'll burn their final timeout of the ballgame.
Yeah, and I guess they say you can't take them with you The writing's on the wall. We might as well use them. But
I would have waited. I would have just gone to the hurry up, see if I can even score at all.
I would have no backs in the backfield. And Wigmore didn't have a bad game.
No, it was clean. Not enough.
Yeah, it just was not enough. It wasn't as efficient as it should have been, and their defense couldn't stop Florida.
Well, that's the thing. It's not like Baltimore's offense didn't perform as they continue to do so here. The defense was just unable to stop Florida. I mean, that was the key that you said. They couldn't figure out what to do with Beletsky in particular, and that's what is going to cost them the game. They're putting up points. If the defense can be adjusted to get the stop.
And this is something to think about, too. When was the last time Baltimore, because they very well may put up 30-plus points here, when the last time you've seen a Baltimore team put up 27-plus points and lose the ball game?
Yeah.
That's just something you really haven't seen over the course of the last 5 to 6 seasons from them.
Well, it plays right into the theme of season 21, right? It's a whole new era. Anything can happen. 4 wide receiver set on third down, minute 7 to go in the opening act. Catch is made. Can he get the first down? Can he get out of bounds? He does. First down and goal from the 8-yard line. Minute 1 to go on the clock. Another quadrat. How would you say 4 game? Whatever. It's 4 games at once. 4 games being played. 7:15 p.m.
That's a block.
A block?
It's got 4.
Oh yeah. Okay.
A block of games.
But it's not like a triplet. It's a quadruplet.
Quadruplet. Yeah.
Quadruplet of games at 7:15 p.m. Charleston at D.C., Los Angeles at Las Vegas, Tulsa at Denver, and Portland at Seattle. And then our last final live game of the evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Fort Worth at Mexico City. Chad Rowland, Eddie Gage on the call. Pass to the end zone is complete for a touchdown. Mac Chima getting some points on the board, and Baltimore cuts into Florida's lead inside 1 minute to go.
Yeah, and there was finally a Mac Chima sighting. I think once we turn back to our stat sheets, we're going to see that Mac Chima, they made his first appearance. It was a little bit too late with just under a minute.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say it's I mean, just like you mentioned, you don't want to say it's over, but it kind of is, because they got to rely on an onside kick here, which is something that, I don't know, what teams pretty much convert and get back an onside kick, maybe 20 to 30%, which isn't very high. It might be less than that. It might be close to 10% of teams get their onside kick tries.
Well, it all comes down to this kick. If Baltimore can get it, they'll keep going. If Florida gets it, it's game over.
Oh, he's gone.
Florida trying to get some more points on the board, but Wiley's unable to do it as he gets tackled at the 24, but a few kneel downs is all it'll take, and that'll wrap up game 1 here in season 21. Gerald, as we watch the final kneel downs and the final replays of the onside kick, your final thoughts on this game?
I just have one thing to say. Beletsky, he dominated the game. He took it over. J.W. Doyle started out with a huge play on a swing pass, took it to the house, and then from then on, it was the huge running from Beletsky, and also Beletsky having such success in the run game. Ron Cochran seemingly had his choice of wide receivers and tight ends and whoever he wanted to throw to, because if you're running at such effective football with Beletsky out of the backfield, it opens up the pass, and that's exactly what happened tonight. It was vintage Florida, and they seemed like a team to be reckoned with for season 21.
Well, absolutely, and teams are going to have to figure out what to do with Charlie Beletsky in particular. I don't expect he's not going to be able to get this kind of production every single week, but to be able to put on a show like this one, it certainly, like you said, it puts teams on notice. Florida's back, and Charlie Beletsky's ready to take the league by storm, would you say, for Florida?
Oh, definitely. There's a storm brewing, and it started the first game of week 1 of season 21.
That's the final here in this one. Florida 49, Baltimore 34, as we will scroll through the final stats here in this ball game. Baltimore will fall to 0-1 to start the season. Florida will start their season off 1-0. As we have a
500 yards of total. Look at 318 yards rushing for Florida.
that is crazy.
501 total yards.
Yeah, I mean the stats speak
Look,
volumes.
and this goes back to my point right here. So if you look at the third down conversion and versus attempts with Florida, they had 4 third down attempts all game long. Baltimore could not put them in a situation where they were forcing them to convert third downs consistently. And when I said Valetsky was getting those huge runs on second down, the stats prove it right here. They only had 4 third down attempts Florida had, and they converted 3 of the 4, which resulted to the dominance that they had.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the blocks scored 2 touchdowns in almost each of the quarters, and just Baltimore just could not keep up. All Florida here in this one. They get the win, 49-34 over Baltimore. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on YouTube, live from the SFL convention. For Gerald Smith, Cameron Irvine, and Matt Wilson, who will always, always, always be with me in spirit. Love you, Matt. I am Mike Daggs, saying thank you for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy, everybody. Have a great evening.